Howdy YouTube, welcome to another video by me. I'm Nick, aka Harper Valentine. The dog's sitting there, I'm sitting down. This means another art kind of video. Howdy. One of the main reasons why I started really getting into YouTube and watching tons of videos and eventually wanting to make my own content was because of a guy called Jezza, aka Jazza, and previously known as Jazza. His channel used to do a lot of design challenges and drawing tutorials, etc. Ways to draw digitally and physically on paper, and I followed his tutorials quite adamantly, watching them, trying to do the things that he was doing, mostly failing, but I got really into it. I bought his books, his Creating Characters book. I followed this through and it was really useful. Being as I could already draw, but my pictures were so-so, this really helped. Then he launched an app, a game, which I have here, Jazza's Arty Games. It's basically a drawing prompt, a game where you put in whichever environment you want, whichever style, whether it's colour challenge, character design, element design, incremental challenges where things appear bit by bit and you add to it, scribble challenge, or copy. There's even a custom generator which you can list your own things and create your own generating, so you could do different types of superhero or different kinds of car or buildings or whatever and mix and match it. Recently he updated it and added more graphics and more pictures and so forth and boosted it massively. Problem is this game is now not supported on lower level smartphones. It's only available on things like the iPhone 10 and 11 and Samsung Galaxies and so forth. Hence it's now on my iPad, which causes a problem because I can't play Jazza's Arty Games on the iPad while drawing in Procreate on the iPad. But yes, so as for the app, what do I think? Since it's updated, well, you've got a lot more pictures. There's these, each time you go into something and then come back out, you get another picture of him, another animation. Apparently there's 1 in 10,000 chance of getting some animation thing that he did when he was a kid or something. I don't quite understand. So you have single games and the challenge mashup. So let's go into the single games. So you come in here, you have the colour challenge. The idea is you pick how many colours you want and you mark which materials. I've listed most of these pens, there's 100 pens there, and it's listed for Copic markers only, and so you have to put the reference number on a Copic pen. You get a number, it says E11 for Ballet beige, but when you get things like these they don't have the same reference number. Okay, so let's colour change. Now you're presented with this screen. It's very hard to see, but you have to slide this screen across and then they appear. So you get a character challenge, you get environment challenge, incremental challenge, so a person, maybe male, female or both, body or just the head or both. And you get scribble challenge, where you get presented with a shape, a scribble, and then you have to draw something from it. Copy challenge, you basically get a picture and you copy it. Design mix challenge, that's where you mix things together and you end up with 2 different things. And custom generator, as said before. You get a timer, you can move this up and down, 24 minutes, up to 60 minutes, or infinity if you don't want a time. I'm going to set it to 5 minutes. Now, a design or scenario or both. Put on design, hit go. A starving outlaw on the run that has ice powers who has regal clothes. Go again and you get completely different thing. A park builder that wears a hoodie who's wearing a tiny top hat to add to the noise the dog's snoring. Scenario. Hit go. A posh child who is very happy pulling an all-nighter. That's number 2 in the problems with this game. One being it's not on lesser smartphones. Number 2, the scenario and design challenges aren't always separate, they get intermixed. A spring fairy. Well, that's a character who has been caught in the act of tending their flowers falling off of a cliff. I guess it's a scenario. You can mix the two together and get a cool cat wearing huge shoes listening to music. Kind of a scenario. It's more just design. I don't know. Now, here's the big problem. The environment challenge. If you do interiors and press go, a futuristic city that is being washed away and features a small clearing in the middle. That's not interiors, that's exterior. Try again just to prove it. A jungle, not an interior, that is preparing for a special celebration and features a lonely flower. Some of the correlation between things doesn't match up. All it's done is just done 4 lines, and each line generates something. So a jungle. Then you get that is preparing for a special celebration, and features a lonely flower. They're 3 things that have just generated. Go boom, 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 and that's it. That's all it's doing. Okay. Now, exterior, so outside. A subway station, inside, that is lit by fluorescent plant life and features a campfire. So rundown derelict, that would be alright. But this is exterior, a bedroom that has been conquered by roaches. Ugh, and features a fat cat. Interior, exterior. Jazza, these are the wrong way round. If you do both, then it's fine. You end up with a music room that sparkles with cleanliness and features a creepy shadow. Whatever. Incremental challenge. You can do male, female, or both. You can do body, head, or both. Male, body. Draw a man that has ... a triangular head with curly hair with a face that has a bulbous nose and pointy cheekbones. That's part 1. Part 2 coming up now. With a skinny physique wearing Hawaiian shirt. Sometimes these really don't work. It'll be a fat bulbous man who's skinny. Again, there needs to be more of something in the coding. The next bit. And has arms that have large elbows. Sometimes these things just don't correlate or go together, and there kind of needs to be a hindrance or a thing to stop this joining with this, and what's so you get the point. You can do female, you can do just fat parts of the face. They really don't work, I don't think. Female face, 1 minute. Draw a woman that has a square head with a round jaw with hair made of teeth, that has a long angular nose. Square head, round jaw for 1. So square head, round jaw, long nose, and slanted cat-like eyes. I guess it could work. The problem is you end up drawing one thing and then tells you to change the eyes, and so it doesn't always work. And finally, and has a lip piercing. At least it's got that now. It didn't have things like lip piercings and whatever. So you get the idea. Moving on, scribble challenge, 1 minute, boom. You get that scribble, and then you draw over the top what you could see and what you could make that into. Personally, I think I'd turn that upside down. I'd see a building. I'd see side on, make that a building and an antenna, and something on a kite wrapped around it. There you go, picture solved. You can change the amount of scribbles as well, so you could just have one and go boom, and you get that. It's obviously a ninja. Duh. Copy challenge. You get this. Of course, you wouldn't say it for 1 minute because you get an ugly child. Yeah, you get that. You draw the picture of a child. Next up, design mix challenge. So you get a calculator and a bike. You join the two together and you make a calc bike. Then you come to the challenge mashup. You can mix all of the things: color challenge, character challenge, environmental challenge, incremental challenge, scribble, copy, or design mix. Set how many rounds, set how long you want it to go for, and hit go. You get an environmental challenge, and it goes. You're clearing the forest with a village that has been sunk or flooded and features a hamster. It would then go on to the next one. This is a long 30 seconds. That was more than 30 seconds. Number 2, a character challenge. And a knight who is holding a rose attending a wedding, so forth. You get the point. Well, there you go. What do you think of that? there's Jazza's Arty Games, part 1, reviewed. I was going to do a character design and generate something and do all that now, but this is already like 11 minutes long and you don't want to sit and watch a time lapse of me drawing on top of this. So come back next week. I'll be back next week.
Stay here. I'll be back.
With the character design, drawing, and let's see what we can generate. As for this video, I hope this was educational, informative, helpful, fun, and if it was, please give it a thumbs up, let the analytics know that you watched it, and hit the subscribe button down there if you're not already subscribed, and come back, well, at least come back next week for the character design, time-lapse and drawing, etc. So yes, Peter, until next week. And sorry, in-joke between myself and Pete the courier driver. And where are we? Like, subscribe, comment. Do you have the Arty Games? Have you downloaded it? Have you tried it? What do you think? And that's it. Yes, come back next week for a character design drawing, which I've got to do. And we'll see you then. Until then, bye.
Speed is of the essence.
Regulation banging from idiots above. 4:30 this morning, banging. Woke up this morning at 10 o'clock, still banging. Do idiots sleep? This is my question. I don't think they do.